worked. When I talked, my face came up.
Hi, ladies.
And just the disclaimer, momentarily we'll be live on YouTube.
Okay, I tried that first and that didn't work either.
I don't know. YouTube is only just started now from what the screen shows.
No.
Right, we're about to start the YouTube video momentarily, and there's a generally between here and there is a 20-second pause between the two, just to know. Momentarily we'll be live.
I have homework.
I don't know.
How does it get us on here?
Here.
Yeah. No, I was finally able to do it last week.
Yeah, but I should be.
Full screen.
Hey, Ron, long time no see.
Alright, share screen.
I think we're okay. Have you seen the
I want this.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, Don.
Hey, how'd you do that?
Hi, Joyce.
Hey, Leah.
Who's coming on?
So I'm just going to flip two screens so hopefully everybody can see everybody.
Look at Lisa. Shabbat shalom from Maisie.
And from Lisa, that
Can anybody hear me?
who that is?
It's Maisie.
That's Maisie, not Molly.
Not Molly.
So I'm going to put everybody on mute with the exception here. I'm going to unmute unmute Linda, and I'm sorry, I'm going to mute everybody. And now I'm going to unmute Linda. And I'm unmuting Beth and Mike. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Wishing everybody a good Shabbat. Welcome tonight again from the Polakoff and Goodman, from the Polakoff and the Goodman homes. We thank you for joining us on Zoom, or as we know, on YouTube. Behind me here in my study is my certificate of ordination, which when I was setting up today, I realized that some folks may not have seen. So should you harbor any doubts, I really am legit. Tonight is known as Shabbat Hagadol, the Great Sabbath. It's the Shabbat prior to Passover. It certainly feels great that at least we're all together electronically, giving a sense of joint presence and community. Like last week, tonight's prayers will appear on your screen to prevent an abundance of feedback as Linda leads our music and as I offer reflections. Your computer microphones will be muted, but let that in no way inhibit your own distinct voice or the stirrings of your heart. Please let us see your faces if you would wish. And that's, of course, the click the start video button and camera on the left side of your screen. We welcome Shabbat in real time as the lights of Shabbat are kindled. Beth and I think there's Mike leading us in candle lighting.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Please join with me to Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'ha'alifnei
Amen. Thank you, Beth and Mike. We are now going to turn to, and I'll have us right here, to page 138 for Chadodi.
Lechadoti lekrat kala, Pnei Shabbat mikabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad, Ishmi'anu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Lechadoti lekrat kala, Pnei Shabbat mikabela. Lechadoti lekrat kala, Pnei Shabbat mikabela. Lekrat Shabbat lehuven elchad, Ki mekor habracha, Rosh mikerem nesucha, Sof mahaseh b'machshava tehila. Lechadoti lekrat kala, Pnei Shabbat mikabela. Lechadoti lekrat kala, Pnei Shabbat mikabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, Gam b'simcha u'tzola, Tohemunei am sigula. Boi chala, boi chala. Lechadoti lekrat kala, Pnei Shabbat mikabela. Lechadoti lekrat kala, Pnei Shabbat mikabela.
The Chatzi Kaddish is now in front of us on page 144.
Yitgada v'yitgada shemei Rabbi.
Amen.
Ve'amat divrach yute ve'amlik malchute, V'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedecho bet Yisrael. Bagala uv'izman kariv v'meru amen. Yehi shemei Rabba mevorach le'alam u'lemei Maya. Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar, v'yitalei, v'yithalal, shemei dekudesha, abrihu leila minko berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiron be'alma v'meru amen.
For those who wish and are able, feel free to rise for the Baruch Hu. And again, this week, know that I am facing east towards Jerusalem.
I'm sorry, Rabbi, what page?
Oh, sorry, page 146.
Okay. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam vaed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam vaed.
And I read on the bottom of page 148. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch
Adonai Hamarif Aravim.
And now I read on the bottom of page 150. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel.
Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael.
Page 152.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. Ve'ahavta, which Linda leads us, page 154.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meotecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anohi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha Veshinantam levanecha, v'dibartam bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uvlektecha b'derech, ushokbecha uvekumecha, ukshartam leho taliodecha, v'hayu letotapot beinenecha, uchtavtam al misusot betecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru v'hasitem et komitzvotai v'hitem kiroshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Emet. I read on page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Mi Chamocha is on page 158, and as is tradition and custom, you will recognize the upcoming holiday.
Mi Chamocha
Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. On page 160, Hapore Sukkot Shalom will be found here towards the bottom of the page.
And we are wishing peace in everyone's homes and safety for all of you. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukkot shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukkot shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael.
Yismachu will be on page 162. Rebecca Rosen is joining Linda, or maybe it's just Rebecca, on Yismachu.
Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Uvashvi ratzita bo v'kirasho Shabbat. Emet yamim oto karata hashabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, Vekore oneg Shabbat Yismehu v'malechutecha Shumrei 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 Shabbat Vekore oneg Shabbat.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Just beautiful. Yesher koach. We turn in our books. We're going to be turning to 164 for those who are able. We rise for the tefillah, and we'll be chanting along the prayers beginning on page 164, continuing to page 170 as Linda leads us in the tefillah.
Adonai sifata tiftach uviagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotei v'imotenu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leo, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibur V'Hanora, El Elyon Gamel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zacher Chaserot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Gula Lifnei V'Nehem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava. Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magehin, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magin Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah. Atagi Leolam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol Atavram Lihoshia, Mekakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayei HaKol Berakamim Rabim, Samek Noflim Verofer Holim, Umatir Rasurim, Umekayim Emunato Lishanei Afar Michamocha Bal Givurot Umito Melach Melach Memi to Mechayehi Umazmi Al Yeshua V'nehemana Tali Hayot HaKol Baruch Atah Adonai Michayehi HaKol.
You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God.
Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please be seated. On Shabbat Hagadol for generations, rabbis have spoken about the rules for observing Passover, and that sounds like a decent precedent. So tonight, let me briefly talk about rules in order to bring at least a little shalom, a little peace of mind as we struggle on how to conduct rituals. There will be opportunities to have seders at home and virtually, if not both. Do be aware that even in earlier times, not every last word of the Haggadah was recited. In the Haggadah itself, Rabban Gamliel said, no Seder is complete without explaining Pesach, Matzah, and Maror, how God passed over the houses of Israel on the night of the 10th plague, Matzah, the dough of our ancestors' quick escape, and Maror, the bitter herbs that remind us of the bitterness of slavery. We are also taught in the Talmud to answer the 4 questions. I'm all for adding Dayenu, and Elijah, and next year in Jerusalem. The point is, The Seder has always been that each person should learn at his or her level, not to establish an endurance test. As we pray for peace this week amidst so much devastation and uncertainty, may we find comfort and hope that may we take refuge in a Jewish tradition promoting empathy and shalom, even under extraordinary circumstances. We sing Shalom Rav for abundant peace at every level.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Omcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Omcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lekol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lekol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Omcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Omcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha livarech et amecha Yisrael. V'tov edu b'chol sheha b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Omcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Omcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Our silent prayer is found on page 180.
Oh, say shalom, shalom, b'roma. Say shalom aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Say shalom aleinu ve'akol Yisrael. Amen. Oh, say shalom, shalom, b'roma. Say shalom aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Ve'akol Yisrael
As we ready for our Torah service this evening and for showing you our Torah portion and our Aliyah, Linda sings Ki Mitzion Tetzei Torah.
Ki mitzion tetzei Torah. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah. Udevar Adonai mirushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah Torah. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, le'amo Yisrael, b'kedushato.
Thank you. Like last week, rituals related to sacrifice are again discussed in this week's portion, tzav, or command. The word mitzvah, commandment, shares the same Hebrew root of tzav. Tonight, I present the beginning of the portion. I'd like to comment on two of the verses read. On the verse, and he will remove his garments and will don other garments, and he will bring ashes outside the camp. Our rabbis teach in the Talmud, from where is it derived that changing clothes is a display of honor? As it is stated, and he will remove his garments and will don other garments, and he will bring the ashes outside of the camp to a pure location, Leviticus 6:4. The school of Rabbi Yishmael taught, the Torah taught you etiquette. The clothes in which one prepared food for his master, one does not wear to pour his master wine, since cooking makes one's clothes dirty. He should wear fresh clothes when serving his master. Using the metaphor of a chef and waiter, our rabbis teach we should wear fine clothes on Shabbat as we link ourselves to the source of holiness and goodness. Even this is happening in our community, with some folks saying that they have to change out of pajamas and appear dressed on Zoom for this service. Though perhaps given current circumstances, we might say, especially for you on YouTube, wear your nicest PJs on Shabbat. We also read tonight a verse that ties in our upcoming holiday, how the priests eat matzah in a holy place, carrying forward that ancient tradition. Wherever we eat matzah on Passover this year, it will indeed be a holy place. As for tonight's Aliyah, happy anniversary to Nathan Augenbraun. Exactly 8 years ago, with this Torah portion, he became a bar mitzvah. Nathan recites the blessings this year too. For even amidst social distancing, our rituals around Torah link us together and deepen and strengthen our identities.
All right. Can you hear him? Baruch Hu et Adonai. Can you hear him?
Yeah.
Can you hear
So, Nathan?
Yeah.
Okay. Right before, there
you
you
hear
are.
him?
Great. You're on.
Yes.
Let me just double check and make sure. I think that you, yes, you are on. And so, Nathan, please, the blessing before the reading of the Torah.
Sure. Baruch Hu et Adonai hamivorach.
Baruch Adonai hamvarach leolam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen. V'yidaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, tzav et Aharon ve'et banav lemor, zot Torah ta'ola, hi ha'ola al mokda al hamizbeach, kol halayla ad haboker, ve'esh Hamizbeach tukad bo v'lavash hakohen mido vad u'michnasei vad yilbash al basaro v'herim et hadeshen asher tochal ha'esh et ha'ola al hamizbeach v'samo etzel hamizbeach ufashat et begadav v'lavash begadim acharim v'hotzi et hadeshen el michutz lamachane el makom tahor v'ha'esh al hamizbeach tukad bo lo tichbe uvi'er eleha hakohen etzim baboker ba'och aleha ha'ola v'hiktir aleha chalvei hashlamim et esh tamid tukad al hamizbeach tichbe ve'et torat haminchat hakrev ota b'nei Aharon lifnei Adonai el pnei hamizbeach v'herim mimenu bakumso musolet mincha umishmena ve'et kol halavona asher al mincha v'hiktir hamizbeach reach nichoach ezkrata la'adonai v'hanoteret mimena yochlu Aharon uvanav matzot teachel b'makom kadosh b'chatzer ohel moed yochluha. Our translation: the Lord spoke to Moses saying, command Aaron and his sons thus. This is the ritual of the burnt offering, and we can see, I'm going to show you here that verse. He shall take off his vestments and carry the ashes outside camp to the clean place, taking off and putting on new vestments, the idea of changing clothing. And our portion ends, it shall be eaten as unleavened bread, as matzah, in a sacred precinct, in a makom kadosh, a holy place, and they shall eat it at the enclosure of the tent of meeting. Nathan, our blessing after the reading of the Torah.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chaye olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. 8 years. Wow, this went so quickly.
Great.
Really, happy anniversary. It's so great. And you know, Nathan really had it tough because, as you can see from what we've read, this isn't the easiest Torah portion to explain. But I remember you did a great job. In fact, I have what you wrote on my computer as well. So again, thank you.
Thank you.
Nathan says, see you back in another 8 years.
Let's long before. Thank you. Linda, Eitz Chaim, he...
Certainly. Eitz Chaim hi lama chazikim ba v'tomcheha merushar derateya darhem v'chol netivoteha shalom hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva Chadash Yameinu Chadash Yameinu Kekedem.
Each Shabbat, we pray on behalf of dear ones within and beyond our congregational family who are ill and in need of healing. We voice the hope that they might know comfort and support, that they are not forgotten nor forsaken. In a moment, I will unmute folks, and I invite you to, at home, say the names out loud of those for whom we say this prayer.
Paula
Please-
Garber Miller.
Robert,
Leonard Siegel.
Charlotte Berman.
Maria's mother, Anna, and Maria's sister, Moira.
Lorraine Luger's brother.
Richard and Sharon Scott. Ron Saunders and Kim Lee.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say
A special treat, an update from our Israeli emissary, Leon, who worked with our religious school students and recently returned back to Israel. Listen closely. Her voice is a little soft. I'm sorry, I'm still getting the hang of, here we go.
I can't hear a thing.
So people cannot hear. So what happened is sorry, we could hear a little bit here, but in case anybody couldn't hear, she sends specific greetings. She talks about how much she loved being in Southbury and really loved being with our congregation. And she's back in Israel now. Not sure, obviously, when she will be back. Certainly, you could see her love of Connecticut as she was wearing her Yale t-shirt. Her Yale sweatshirt. And And so next week, hopefully we'll be able to clear up some of these snafus. And I do thank Leon and Abby Peklo, our Director of Education, for organizing her message. Now, I'm not sure if you heard today about the doctor from New Hampshire who responded to an emergency call for available medical providers to come to New York City and help save lives. This doctor, an expert in intubating patients onto ventilators, one of the most needed skills in this pandemic, decided to come to Manhattan and volunteer at Bellevue Hospital, where he had trained years ago. The doctor needed a place to stay, and his brother, who was away, loaned him his apartment in a co-op building. Those familiar with New York City know co-op boards have extraordinary power, which they are prone to use selfishly. Having heard from the doorman about the doctor, the brothers' co-op board of trustees decided not to let the doctor stay in the apartment, likely because they feared that a health provider working with patients sick with COVID-19 might potentially get sick himself and then infect the building. The New York Times characterized this outrageous shunning of a medical volunteer under the headline, "The doctor came to save lives. The co-op board told him to get lost." Think about the moral dimensions, thinking about the moral dimensions of the doctor and the co-op board. How might Jewish tradition help us to frame the larger issue, which is, to what extent should we endanger ourselves for the greater good? One way of looking at things is from the Talmud. In a famous passage in the Talmud, we are taught, and let me see if I can share with you this passage. I think it will be easier if you see the passage. We are taught as follows, that two people are traveling on the way, and both of them are traveling along the way, and one of them has in his possession a flask of water. If both drinks from it, they will both die. However, if one of them drinks, he will be able to make it out of the desert. Ben Putra expounded, "It is better that both should drink and die than that one should witness the death of his fellow." Then Rabbi Akiva came and taught, "Your brother shall live with you." Vayikra, Leviticus 25:36. Your life comes first before the life of your friend. Now, pardon me, worked a little bit better in rehearsal. Our Jewish tradition prefers the stance taken by Rabbi Akiva. Our first duty is to ourselves. Using Rabbi Akiva's reasoning, some might argue that the co-op board acted justly. According to this view, it's reasonable to conclude that the New Hampshire doctor both might become sick and put others living in the building at risk. Hence, the co-op board said, in essence, you can decide to sacrifice yourself, but we don't have to sacrifice ourselves with you. Our own self-preservation trumps any moral claim to assist others. And some of my colleagues might apply here Rabbi Akiva's guidance. Yet personally, the case doesn't strike me as a correct fit, for it's by no means certain that other people in that building face imminent death. Moreover, the Talmud also teaches one who saves a single life saves an entire universe. there's also in Judaism a responsibility to help others. As such, another Jewish text comes to mind. We read in the Mishnah, and I'm going to pull it up again directly from my Devar Torah. There are 4 types of character in human beings. One that says, mine is mine and yours is yours. This is a commonplace type. And some say this is a Sodom type character. One that says, mine is yours and yours is mine. This is an unlearned person. One that says, mine is yours and yours is yours. That's a chassid, a pious person. And one that says, mine is mine and yours is mine, is a rasha, a wicked person. We'll see that last type, the rasha, a wicked person, again in the Haggadah. As among the 4 children, it's the rasha who asks, what is this service to you? That is to you and not to us. A 15th century Italian rabbi, Ovidio Bartonoro, explains why commonplace, regular people's actions can be like Sodom, the city that God wanted destroyed. That's because the people of Sodom were unwilling to help others. In contrast to our founder, Abraham, they lacked generosity and hospitality. How much the more so in the case of the New Hampshire doctor withholding a place for a weary traveler who had responded to the Torah's command, don't stand idle while your neighbor bleeds. That is, to the needs that others have, make a claim upon us. Indeed, I wonder whether the co-op board might well be considered akin to the Mishnah's characterization of the Rasha, one who wishes to take and not give anything in return. Those co-op trustees will take for themselves and their dear ones medical assistance from healthcare providers battling the pandemic. But in return, they are unwilling to assume any risk whatsoever. What is the meaning to you? To be sure, the moral issues raised extend well past New York City and right through New Haven and Litchfield counties. All of us weigh and prioritize the proper safeguards, when to leave our homes, what protective gear should be utilized by whom. When there are no easy answers, how do we care for the most vulnerable? When there are distinct shortages, how do we support those on the front lines? How do we balance self-interest with the general good? At this almost unprecedented moment in history, may the precedents and wrestlings of our religious forebears help to define and reinforce our values. In so doing, let us strive to become more than commonplace. Remembering the verse cited by Rabbi Akiva, may our brothers and sisters and neighbors all live with us. Recalling the Mishnah, may we not take, giving nothing in return. Instead, may the message not get lost. Whosoever helps to save lives saves entire worlds. Ken Yehi Ratzon, be this God's will. We'll turn to page 586 momentarily, as soon as I can find this on my Mac. Okay, and in a moment I will share. For those who are able, we invite you to rise as we begin our concluding prayers with the Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach lahadon hakol, latet gedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kugei havratzot, velo samanu kimishbechot hadamar, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, Vahanaknu korim umishtachavim umodim lifne melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu.
Please feel free to be seated. V'ne'emar, page 591.
V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shema echad.
We now call to mind our own beloved dead, and I ask that those in mourning or remembering the anniversary of a loved one, should you wish at home, please rise when their name is mentioned. During Shloshim, we remember Ira Goldman and Kristen Lindsay Grasso. This Shabbat, remember the yahrzeits, the anniversaries of the deaths of Nancy Brandt, Sarah Cohen, Alan Crystal, Nathan Davidson, Sigmund Deutsch, Joseph David Dover, Florence Erlanger, Henry Fleischman, Joseph Goldberg, Manning Greenberg, Joseph Halperin, Helene Handelman, Morris Horn, Aaron Jarmack, Heather Rose Kornick, Meyer Land, Leopold Levy, Rose Gastanian Monkemeyer, Ann Protter, Jacob N. Rierson, Benjamin Saunders, Charlotte Smatroff, Ray Spiro, and Rose Zetzer. Should you have a dear one to add, I will unmute everyone and invite you to share their names now.
Eric Paul. Yep.
Colonial Nixon.
Evidently they can.
Yeah. Leopold Levy. That's funny, really.
And at this moment, we recall the dead this week from COVID-19. And each Shabbat, we also mention 6 names amongst the 6 million murdered in the Holocaust, the Shoah. And we now remember Brani Abram, Leah Abram, Mordechai Abram, Rachel Abram, Moshe Abramchik, and Chana Abramchik. In remembrance and solidarity, and on behalf of those for whom there is no one but us to say Kaddish, we now invite all watching at home with us to rise if you are able. Our Kaddish prayer will be found on page 598. We join together in the recitation of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach cheruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayeh d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach la'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudashah b'richu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbachata v'nechamata, damiran bi'alma v'imru amen, Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Zichronam levracha, may their memories be for blessing, and let us say amen. Please be seated. And Linda, for our closing hymn, gearing up to Passover, our closing hymn is Go Down Moses. And I have it as well. I'm just going to share one other screen. We have the words here in the PowerPoint.
When Israel was in Egypt land, let my people go. Oppressed hard, they could not stand. Let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Pharaoh, to let my people go. Thus saith the Lord, old Moses said, let my people go. If not, I'll smote your firstborn dead. Let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell Pharaoh to let my people go.
Thank you, Linda. Just lovely. One last slide for everybody while we're still sharing. Savor challah if you can this Shabbat. Challah is not for next Shabbat. Actually, Abby's loaves, that's from last week. Ellen Zwang's loaf made fresh today. So just lovely, everybody. Shabbat shalom. And what we're going to do today is sort of open up the microphones just a little bit differently, sort of doing it one by one, letting people say hello. I think that this way we won't have the challenge which we had last week where it was too many. It's hard for all the voices all at once. So let's do it that way of introducing everybody first one by one who is on. And after we have done that,